Hi, today we are going to talk about the difference between complicated and complex. Most of you would feel that there's no difference and it's just a matter of semantics. But the reality is that there are many fundamental differences between complicated and complex, and in today's day and age, it's really important that we understand those differences. So, what is a complicated system? A good example of a complicated system is the car engine. It has many pieces, it has many parts, but they all behave in a predictable manner. And that's the unique thing about a complicated system, that all its variables, and most of the variables in a complicated systems are known. They behave in a clear cause and effect relationship, which means every time you do something, you will expect the same outcome. It's a predictable system, which makes it very logical. And it's not easy, it's very difficult. Most of us don't understand how a car works, right? Each and every piece. But it doesn't mean that it's not solvable. Complicated systems have clear solutions, and you could code those rules and create a system, and you can make an algorithm for it because the rules are very, very clear. The variables are behaving in a clear, logical manner. Other examples of complicated systems might be accounting. It has so many rules, but it behaves in a certain way. You will get the same answer every time. It's not easy for most of us to understand, but it's not unsolvable. As compared to that, a complex system is unsolvable. The reason for that is one, that there are many unknown variables, and the relationship between these variables is very dynamic and unpredictable, which means that there is no cause and effect. Every time you do something, you might not get the same result or the same answer. You will get different results. So it's very, very difficult to predict how that system will work. And which is why these complex systems or complex problems don't have a right answer, or they are not solvable. They behave in a very dynamic manner. You cannot control a complex system fully and expect a certain result like you will get in a complicated system. An example of a complex system is a traffic system. Other examples are like the economy is a complex system. Every time, you might do the same actions, you might take the same monetary or tax actions, but we still get different results. The reason why complex systems are so complicated, are unpredictable, is that in addition to the fact that all the variables are not known, there is a lot of context and there's a lot of bias. And the reason for that is most of the complex systems involve human beings who are themselves very, very unpredictable, and they come with a lot of bias and emotions, and there is always some context which makes complex systems what they are. Why is it important to know this difference? The reason we should know this difference is because today most of the systems which are complicated are getting handed over to machines. Because they have a clear relationship and they are predictable, it is easy to write a code for them and to create an algorithm for them and to hand it over to machines who will do it with far greater efficiency and speed than any human being. But when it comes to complex systems, that is where human beings still have an advantage, because we still understand we still understand bias and context and other human beings better than what machines do. And that fundamentally is the difference between complicated and complex. Most of you have heard about ChatGPT, right? And we are all worried. But the reality is that ChatGPT can give all these exams, but I don't think ChatGPT can still win arguments or make award-winning ads. And there's actually an example that in 2019, IBM, which created the Deep Blue machine to play chess, which beat Garry Kasparov, had also created a debating machine called the Debater. It had 400 million news articles and a very, very big database of all the debates which were there, which was fed into the system. And then it went against a human being who was a champion debater. The debater made great arguments based on fact. In fact, it pulled up information from multiple studies and surveys and so on, and the human being could not compete with that. But the human being still won that debate because they were able to use context, they were able to use the emotion of the story, they were able to use there are multiple elements when there is a debate, and they were able to show the larger holistic picture and appeal to the audience. And that was something the debater could not do. The debater was very focused on the topic, and the human being was able to win that debate. I don't know, in the future there might be machines which might be able to solve complex problems and win such debates, but at least the way things stand today, complicated systems are where machines are already beating us, but it is complex systems where human beings still have an advantage. Your next question would obviously be, how do we become better at solving complex problems? In the next series of videos, I'm going to share a lot of tips on how we can become better at solving complex problems and become better at what we are supposed to be as human beings. Thank you so much.